How you doing? I'm D-Style, and I'm interpreting the Bible for those that they read about themselves, but they just think that it's crazy. So this is the story of Jonah. Okay, I got it written in two different Bibles. A lot of people's like, this means the Bible's ridiculous. Keep in mind the context of the matter. This is a Bible is made up of 66 different books, 44 different authors through centuries, different time periods. Okay, so Jonah, they said God told Jonah to go to Nineveh. He said, go there and tell them that they're jacked up and they need to stop doing their evil ways. Jonah didn't want to do it, so he went on, jumped on a boat. He was going to haul ass and run away, go somewhere else instead of doing what he was compelled to do, what good inspired him to do. And then there was a big storm, and everybody on the boat was scared and stuff, and they was like, damn, we're gonna die. They said, throw off everything, all of our stuff, and make the boat lighter. And they threw all this stuff away, and they all prayed to their own gods and stuff, and they had their own religions. And they was like, man, let's roll the dice and see whose fault this is. And they rolled the dice, and it came out that they thought it was Jonah. And they were like, Jonah, what's going on, man? And then Jonah was like, man, I know I did something wrong. I was supposed to do this for my God or whatever. So then they're like, well, Jonah said, just throw me over the boat. He said, just throw me out. So they threw him out. I think he probably just wanted to die. He wanted to kill himself. He was sad, feeling guilty, but God spared him. You know what I'm saying? And the story says that the way that he was in the belly of the fish for 3 days. It said he sunk down to the bottom of the mountain. He had weeds wrapped around his head. He said he was going through all kind of pain in his soul and everything else. It was really jacked up, as you can imagine, being thrown off the boat. And then he woke up on the shore. Now the story says that the fish spit him out on the shore. To me, I think he just had like a dream. He's probably kind of delusional after being in the water for 3 days. He said I was probably in a fish's stomach for 3 days, and that's how God saved me, because of course people want to be able to explain things in some kind of way. So that's how it said in the story. He was not that far away from Nineveh. He's like, God, okay, I'm gonna do what you told me to do. He's like, thank you. And he was really feeling happy. He was feeling good now. I'm spared. My life is spared. He gets to Nineveh. He starts to tell people, look, stop the violence, stop the bullshit. Y'all are really fucked up, and you need to stop. So they did, and they listened to him. Maybe because he told them this crazy story about what had happened. And even the people that were on the boat that threw him off, at first they didn't want to throw him off the boat. The Bible says they didn't want to throw him off the boat. They was like, hold on a second, we don't want to throw you off. That might be wrong. But he was like, no, that's what you got to do. And they was like, okay, well, let's do it. And they did it, and then they started sacrificing God. It was like, wow, it really worked. You know what I'm saying? So when he gets back to the city, he tells them what's going on. Everybody knows the story. Everybody believes God, and they're like, okay, let's turn from our evil ways. Let's fast. Let's wear sackcloth, and let's sit on ashes and all kind of other stuff that they did back in the day. And then God said, okay, I'm not going to overthrow the city. I'm not going to let it be overthrown. So Jonah, instead of being happy, Jonah was pissed. Jonah was like, fuck that, I'm mad. He's like, you know what, God, just kill me. You're making my whole life ain't worth nothing. Just kill me. And then he even went to go try to kill himself and sit up under the tree with his poisonous plant or whatever. That's what I think it was when I read it. But God made the worm eat the plant so that he didn't die. And Jonah's like, you know what, I'm just going to be angry until the day I die. He's like, why don't you just burn and kill the city, overthrow the city. God's like, well, I'm not going to kill the whole city because they all turned their ways. They're not going to be evil no more, so they're cool with me, you know what I'm saying? And that's the story of Jonah. I mean, that's what it says. It doesn't say like, this is what happened. It has to be true word for word. There was somebody in the fish. You know what I'm saying? It's a story. I mean, it's like Jonah. I mean, let's look at it. There it is. You know what I'm saying? There it is. Different Bibles and stuff. It's just I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, that's what it is, and you can kind of learn to say, okay, that's cool. Sometimes I feel like doing a certain thing. I'm pulled to do the right thing, and then I don't do it, and then maybe something foul happens to me. And then maybe I'm like, man, let me go ahead and do this thing I got to do. And rather than being angry like Jonah till your death, I mean, I'd rather have forgiveness. That's what Christ was standing for. And the book also reflect like Christ of somebody having redemption, going back, what I'm saying, feeling good, feeling bad. And if you have any other things that you want me to translate, any questions about the Bible, I'll be more than happy to translate them the way that they're revealed to me from our Most High God. okay? Because I can do that. I got that blessing and skill that I can translate for you anything that you want from the Bible.